Hey guys, I wanted to make a video showing you what to expect in your nuke boxes when you're purchasing your 5-frame nukes. What I feel like you should receive as a buyer and what I'm selling as a supplier. So today is Tuesday and I have these marked to be ready to be sold this weekend. So they will do a little more work. Decent weight to it. So we have a good honey frame on the outside with a small patch of brood, good amount of nectar, lots of eggs on the outside. So there's one partial brood frame, mostly food, and this is a marked queen. So we should see a paint dot. Here we have the second frame coming out. Pretty decent bee coverage. There's where our queen was living to begin with. Good pattern. Going to be a lot of bees when this emerges. Alright, this is frame number 3, our second frame of brood, sealed brood. Going to be a lot of bees when these emerge. Here we have our fourth frame of all open larvae. Well, not all. There's a small patch in the center. This is all laid up. Every hole. Lots of open larvae. So that's 3.5 frames of brood. There's our queen marked on a new frame full of eggs and honey. So this is about 3/4 honey and a large patch of eggs. Now this is midday, so there's not as many bees in here right now as there will be when I sell it, because the forage force is outside. So what we got in here now are the nurse bees. So remember that when you're judging me here. I think it's got a pretty good population in it as is. Just remember, like I said, they're out working. So that's 1, 2, 3, almost altogether almost 4 frames of brood, and it is all this queen's. Some of these are this queen's brood, because that's just how I like to sell my nucleus colonies. I like for them to be true nucleus colonies. So I'm satisfied with that. I would buy that. I think that queen's doing a great job. Not quite as many bees as a lot of people would like to see in there, but I'd be really happy with that. And once those sealed brood frames start emerging, ooh wee, look out. That box is going to be full. This one is queen right, but it is not ready to sell. It's supposed to be growing. This I have marked as ready to sell, but It's not quite as large as the other one. I may have to move this. I don't like to sell much foundation in my nukes at all. I like to have at least one frame that they're working on actively, because it gives them something to do. So I mean, I'd like for this to be pulled out a little more, but they're doing a pretty good job on it. There's more bees in here than I thought. They're coming up. Is this a marked queen? This is probably not a marked queen because I didn't write it on the box. Some customers do not want their queen marked. Got one frame of brood and pollen, and I mean, they have pollen dotted all throughout this. This is an insane amount of pollen. I don't think they need quite this much, but I guess they did. And again, guys, remember, you got a lot of field force out right now. This is it's about, I really don't know what time it is. I think it's probably 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's our third frame. We have a good amount of emerging brood, and where the queen is laid back in the open areas. So a lot of these bees are definitely this queen in here's. And I did not mark her, and I probably have overlooked her. She is definitely here and laying, though, because I have lots of eggs in the emerging pattern here. She very well could be. Oh, yeah, there she is. Not marked. Not marked, but she's about to be, because I need to be better about that. So I need to be better about that. We're going to let her dry off. Now let me check here. Got most of this drawn out. Good amount of nectar. I have a feeling that there is a considerable amount of these bees out, because I've seen a lot of emerged brood. And my frames are not wanting to sit on the wrist in this particular gesture box very well. My bees, they like to build this burr comb a lot. So ouch. We want to move this closer to the open brood and see if we can't get it worked on a little bit more than when it was on the outside. So let her get a little drier and mark my box that she is a marked queen. See if you can see her crawling around in there. Oh, let's see here, guys. What else is marked ready? Lots of queen right, but not marked. Okay, here's one marked ready. Oh, are we in view? There we go. You got, yeah, y'all can see. And I'm not using no smoke. It's really overcast and windy a little bit. You can see some movement of the. I should probably have lit a smoker, but I didn't feel like it. So do as I say and not as I do. Here we have our first frame. Lots of brood. Lots of honey. It's very heavy. Very heavy frame. And this is also not a marked queen, so you guys may see her before I do, if you look closely. Here is our frame for her to be working on, full of eggs in the patch where they have it started, so she could be on this frame, because she's sure laying it up. In the past, I've been guilty of selling my nukes too overpopulated. It's what the customers want to see, but I think it's better that they have a little bit of room and are working on a frame, because you don't want them to get home and swarm on the customer. New beekeepers may not realize how many bees that this sealed brood frames will translate to, but it's a lot, and they will quickly, very quickly, outgrow this box. There's some older sealed brood. Very nice frame of sealed brood. Got a little pollen and nectar in the holes. So that was frame 3. So 2 and a partial of brood. Here is a new frame of foundation that they had originally and are working on, and it is full of brood. They're pulling it out still. There's the queen, striped girl. And I said I was going to do better about marking queens, so I will. Try to get that leg hold on her. Dab my marker. Give her a good dot. And we'll let her dry. Good looking queen. I like the stripies. Very partial to the stripies, because they usually when I have a hive that is just amazing, it's a dark striped queen like that. So she's doing a fantastic job laying that up for me. That's frame number 4. Here's frame number 5. This side mostly sealed brood. This side again mostly sealed brood. I'd call this a brood frame, really. There's a lot of weight to it, but so that's 1 brood frame, 2 brood frames, 3 brood frames, a half. and we'll consider this not quite full. It's a little more than half, so there's at least 4 frames of brood and a good amount of honey storage. So this hive is a true nucleus colony. This is this queen's brood. Many of these bees in this hive is this queen's bees. They are functioning as a colony, and they are just poised to explode. So I like it. And again, you got a lot of field force out right now. Let's see what else we got down through here, guys. Let's look at one I marked to grow. Let's see what I'm saying when I say grow and why I don't sell it. I think it's only okay to have a little bit of foundation showing, but not okay to even have a full frame of foundation in these nukes. I've seen many that would have 2 frames of foundation in there, so it was essentially just a 3-frame nuke, and that's not cool. So again, this one's not marked to sell. It was marked Queen Right and marked to grow. So I hate when they do that, but they tend to do that when they're weaker. So some of you may not like this or agree with me on this, but I scrape it off. And they tend to do this when they're on the outsides and they're weaker nuke. But I scrape off anything that would show and make them want to build back oddly. As you can see, that this frame has a very good wax coating still. If this was not a new foundation frame, I could not get by with that. They wouldn't build it back, but there's still a good coating on this frame. So, big waxy propolis chunk. I have some gummy bees, guys. They even when they're smaller colonies, they looks like a really nice pattern to me. She's laying well on this side. I'm going to reverse this frame so that the open brood is on the inside. And when I'm done, I'm going to move this foundation frame inside between 2 brood frames, because this colony is grown enough that I can do that. Sorry about that. Nice frame of brood. There's our queen. Nice strapped girl, orange strapped girl. And she on the move. On the move. She knows what's up. And she's not about it. So, I think I left my clip. Down here, guys. Be right back. I'll release this queen. This good looking lady back to her hive. If she would cooperate. Now we put this lady back over here. Like I said, going to rotate this so that the open brood will be on each side of that foundation frame. And this is eggs. That's an old comb frame with a little nectar in it. So this colony needs to grow before we can sell it. And I put to watch this colony because it had eggs. No, I put it was queen right on 521. It is queen right. Never mind. Don't need to bother that. I hope you guys are getting somewhat of an idea here of what we got and what we like to release. I think most of these down this way are just queen right. I think there was another one down on the end I can show you guys. Here is the one I just released the queen back into. It's a good looking nuke. Lots of foraging traffic. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Alright guys, this one's marked strong, so it's probably just about ready. I haven't marked it ready, but oh yeah, that's nice. Lots of, just got that pulled out good, laid up. I've laid my frames close to the entrance just in case I missed the queen. She can make her way back home. There's another very light frame. Lots of eggs. Of course, there's a queen running around somewhere right in here. I just saw her. But newer frame I put in that she's laid up already. Now, where did she go, guys? I saw her. I know y'all saw her too. Oh, there she is on top bar. And she's got a black tip. My good friend, Mr. Robert Hodum, he calls these rosy black tips. I think I got a queen still in my cage up there. I need to put another one in my pocket. I lost her just for a second. Okay, here she goes. She just had to move for me. I just needed her to move. And you guys take a walk with me here. We go back up here to where that lid's open and get this cage back. And it's hard to say I didn't see it, but I see it now. And they're happy enough with her. We'll go back down here and keep looking at this one that I wrote strong on. I believe it's ready. Definitely will be here by this weekend. It's a good frame that'll be finished here in the next couple days for sure. Lots of brood, Lots of brood. That was a really good brood frame. It's laid back up. Lots of emerging brood right now. You know what I forgot to do? I think I forgot to mark on the top lid back there that I had marked that queen, but I'll go back and do that. Lots of brood. So when these hatch out, this box is going to just be so full, and you don't want it that way either. You want these guys going in a, look at all that brood. It's really got a lot of brood. 1 frame of brood, 2 frames of brood, 3 frames of brood. I mean, that's at least 3/4 really. It's not sealed brood. Then you got this mark laid up and all that, so more brood than food in this one. That one's ready to blow up. Now this one I have marked as ready to sell, and it's a little bit fuller than is safe. There's a lot of bees in here. Well, as soon as I moved, in that time I was moving the camera, they all moved down. It was just covered up. Trust me. I'm sure you guys believe me. Lots of honey and nectar and pollen. I like to have a good food frame in there. It's a slab of brood. That's nice. Get that cell cup out of there from grafting. I like that frame. Here was a foundation frame that we moved in. It is slam full of various aged larvae. There's our queen, just rocking and rolling, doing a fantastic job. And there's another brood frame, very nice, good rim of honey around it. And this frame, which is full of eggs and mostly drawn out, and I think that I'm going to move it inside to compel them to finish it up for me. Puts our foundations, or what's left of them, mostly inside. Then we put this big old heavy feed frame in here for all that brood that's going to be popping out. Good box bees. This is also very good box bees. So, go on out, girls. Let that good looking queen out. Put that mark that queen. And guys, that's what I feel like you should be getting when you're purchasing your nukes. Maybe you want something stronger, I don't know, but in my opinion, those are good boxes of bees ready to go to their customers, and that's how I like to release them. So catch you guys later.